While you were sleeping, the government shut down for the first time in 7 years after Congress and the White House could not come to a funding agreement. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jordan Chavez.
And I'm Corey Rose. Let's get right out to 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi, who's live near the Denver Federal Center this morning. Lauren, how's this going to impact us here in Colorado?
Well, right here in Lakewood, these federal workers who work here aren't going to be showing up to work, so it's going to have a really big impact on the businesses around here. Think about it. These workers aren't here. They're not going to be going to the same restaurants like they normally would for lunch around here. So federal workers largely will not be paid during this shutdown. Employees considered essential will have to go to work, but they won't see a paycheck until the government reopens. Furloughed and essential employees will receive back pay after the shutdown ends. The Department of Health and Human Services expects to furlough nearly half of its 80,000 workers. At the FDA, the agency says it won't be able to keep an eye on new ingredients in animal feed, meaning it couldn't guarantee that meat, milk, or eggs are safe to eat. The FDA says it won't be reviewing new drugs or medical devices for now. And at the CDC, the agency says it won't be able to give state and local health departments guidance on issues like opioid overdoses or diabetes. So the last time the government was shut down, that was in 2018 into 2019. It lasted 35 days. Coming up on KTVD and streaming on 9 News Plus, we're going to get into some of the other impacts here. We've got student loans and all sorts of other things. Live in Lakewood, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
Lauren, thank you. So for those wondering whether this will impact our national parks, the short answer is kinda. Colorado has 4 national parks: the Black Canyon of the Gunnison, Rocky Mountain, Mesa Verde, and the Great Sand Dunes National Parks. According to a memo from the Department of the Interior, heavily staffed buildings like visitor centers will be closed, but bathrooms, trails, and trash pickup will all still be open. About 2/3 of the remaining national parks is on furlough.
All right, let's get a check of your forecast now at 7:02 on your Wednesday morning with Katie. Katie, first day of October, not feeling like it though.
Not particularly, but we do have some more fall-like weather returning just in time for the weekend. This morning, taking you over Rocky Mountain National Park. Over Longs Peak, sun is shining absolutely majestic. And in terms of our temperatures later on today, from the mountains to the plains, above seasonal normals. This morning, a lot of sunshine out near Lyman. Temperatures in the upper 40s this morning in Evergreen, 52 right now in Boulder. Relatively mild for this time of the year. Typically, we see lows in the low 40s. We're in the low 40s from Aspen to Vail. Taking us through our Front Range Futurecast, we did pick up a little precipitation in the early morning and overnight hours over the far northeastern corner of Colorado. That will taper off. We'll be under a sunny sky through lunchtime, and then some building cloud coverage at times later on today. Staying dry here across the Front Range and Eastern Plains through at least Friday midday, and a lot of sunshine on tap with even warmer temperatures expected for both Thursday and Friday. Highs today, we're looking at 80 degrees downtown, Fort Collins, upper 70s, Colorado Springs off to the east, and upper 80s over southeastern Colorado. Mainly in the 60s for our central mountain towns, from Vail up into Steamboat getting to 68 degrees, and our weather headlines for this October 1st. Above average temperatures will remain through Friday, highs in the 80s. Our next front is set to arrive by the weekend. It'll bring in a good chance for seeing some mountain moisture. It may impact you if you are planning a trip or heading in and around the Colorado's high country. For the first half of Friday, any hikes planned, bike rides, it's going to be dry, but our next system is set to bring in more precipitation late on Friday and cooler weather for the weekend all across the state. But I want to take you back to last month. We had topped out with the wettest September in Denver officially since 2014. We picked up 1.76 inches, that is, officially out at Denver International Airport, nearly a half of an inch more of precipitation than what we typically see in the month of September. So as our new drought monitor is released for tomorrow, we do expect the Denver area to be completely out of drought. We could absolutely use some more precipitation for Colorado's high country. We'll talk more about that system, what it's expecting to do, and bring in a little more moisture for the mountains this weekend coming up. Brianna.
Katie, thank you so much. 7:05 is your time, and I've issued a traffic impact alert for those heading out the door because of this crash that I'm tracking right along 270 and Vasquez. So if this is part of your morning drive, you probably want to come take a look at your screen because we are seeing heavy delays. We do have crews blocking that left and that center lane. That left shoulder is also partially blocked. It looks like 3 vehicles are involved, including a minivan as well. There's heavy front end damage to one of those vehicles. So I do want to show you the delays that we are seeing from our CDOT cameras. You can see it right right here. This is right near Quebec Street if you're heading out the door taking 270. And this is where we're seeing that crash along Vasquez and 270. You can kind of see those flashing lights from that Sky9 shot that I just showed you. Switching things over to our main maps. If you're taking 270 or if this is part of your morning drive, you probably want to avoid 270, especially if you're heading from I-70 heading into I-25. Just stick to I-70. That is going to be your best bet. And then you can head up north if you're trying to take I-25. Right now, that left lane, again, that left shoulder, the left lane and that center lane partially blocked with crews there on scene. Right now, it's going to take you about 18 minutes, but you can see we are slowing down to 14 miles per hour. So once that crash clears up, we'll keep you updated both on air as well as online.
Brianna, thank you. Take a look at this new photo this morning of a plane that crashed just about 2 hours ago. The single-engine small aircraft crash landed on southbound Powers, now impacting traffic. Drivers are being advised to find a different route or go slow through the area. Fuel is leaking from the plane, and firefighters are on scene working to stop the leak. There were 3 people on board. They are all okay with no injuries.
Right now, CBI is searching for a missing Indigenous teenager. 13-year-old Aiden Edwards was last seen Monday riding his bike on Hollyberry Way in Fruita. Aiden is 5 feet tall, 165 pounds, and he was last seen wearing a pink shirt, black hoodie, and black sweatpants. If you see him, you're asked to call Fruita Police. That number is 970-242-6707.
Yesterday, we told you Loveland shut down its only homeless shelter for adults. Well, now city leaders are having second thoughts. Loveland Mayor Jackie Marsh just requested a special meeting with the city council for tomorrow. She wants to discuss and vote on extending the South Railroad facilities permit or changing the city's code. The shelter opened up 2 years ago as a temporary shelter, and for the past several months, the city had already planned to close the shelter. We reached out to the mayor to ask why the special meeting is happening now when we've known about the closure for months. She told us the tents can be built quickly. If city council votes to extend the permit, she says the shelter will go back up immediately.
October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Colorado leaders are taking action. Today, Attorney General Phil Weiser, Denver Mayor Mike Johnston, and other officials will join survivors and advocates to raise awareness and share resources. In 3 hours, the 1 Mile Closer to Hope walk begins, starting from the Rosandom Center and ending at the Denver City and County Building. The public is invited to walk.
Today, Denver Health will conduct a full-scale emergency preparedness drill. The drill gives hospital staff hands-on experience responding to large-scale emergencies. The drill begins in a half an hour at Denver Health's emergency department. Again, this is just a drill. The exercise coincides with Emergency Medicine Residency Day.
Adams County is putting nearly $6 million from opioid settlement funds to work across the community. Commissioners approved grants Tuesday for 19 local organizations, including new recipients like Culinary Hospitality Outreach, Porchlight Health, and Westminster Public Schools. The funding supports treatment, recovery, and prevention programs. County leaders say that these investments aim to save lives and strengthen families, neighborhoods, and the professionals helping those affected by substance use.
President Trump's plan to impose a 100% tariff on brand name pharmaceuticals takes effect today. This comes hours after Pfizer announced a landmark deal to lower drug prices for U.S. patients, and in exchange, the company will get to avoid those tariffs. It is not clear yet just how much more expensive it could get for patients or for pharmacists. The Colorado Pharmacists Society worries that added costs for medication may fall on already overwhelmed patients. A Congress Park pharmacy echoes that concern.
Pharmacies are any other business that have a budget, and we can't incur costs that just double overnight.
Pharmacies operate on very tight budgets already, very tight margins already. Oftentimes, the budget for their pharmaceuticals is set, and they know what they can spend on pharmaceuticals.
President Trump says only companies building pharmaceutical manufacturing plants in the U.S. will be exempt from the tariff. There is no mention on tariffs on generic pharmaceuticals.
As the 2026 water year begins today, a group of non-governmental organizations is sounding the alarm on the future of the Colorado River. In just 4 hours, a new report is going to outline 9 urgent recommendations to stabilize the shrinking river system. The river supplies water to 40 million people across multiple states. Due to climate change, the river has lost an estimated 10 trillion gallons of water.